Okay. Welcome everyone here to this challenge on heart coherence. And this is an extraordinary tool that we are going to share here. And we are going to do some very short practices. But first, we're going to share how this methodology was created intuitively. And then it was verified scientifically. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Fernando Marengo Rodriguez, Doctor of Engineering, Holistic Coach, Shamanic Healer, and also a biofeedback trainer. We created here in Brazil the new Ensa biofeedback device. That is a device in which you use an earclip or a fingertip, just to a finger clip, just to measure how the heartbeats vary with time. As we all know, the heartbeats contain, it is not exactly, it is rhythmical, but it is not constant, the time interval between those heartbeats. It has a variation between the heartbeats. Sometimes the heartbeat is slower, and sometimes the heartbeat is faster. So it all depends on how we breathe. And it has been studied after decades of research, especially by Paul Lehrer and other professors, that there is a very simple way to cultivate inner peace, no matter what happens around us. I know that some people say, oh, it's terrible, the news, it's terrible things happening around us, and things in the country are really crazy and so on. And I totally agree with you. But the truth is that we can decide, we have the right to decide what we focus on. And if we focus on our inner peace, no matter what happens outside, we can feel better with ourselves, because our feelings is our own responsibility. So after decades of inner research, of scientific research, it was verified that the yogis in India, the monks in Japan, and some other monks in Tibet, they have a common pattern, which is breathing slowly and deeply, and also cultivating high vibrational feelings, such as joy, grace, gratitude, love, compassion. And there were many methodologies that were developed in the market. The first one was by Professor Paul Lehrer and other researchers who created the protocol to guide many people to breathe slowly and deeply. So they just focus on breathing slowly and deeply by just inhaling, for instance, for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we do that for just a couple of minutes per day, ideally for 10 to 20 minutes per day, that has a tremendous impact in our autonomic nervous system, reducing the levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. And it has been studied in many scientific papers that this protocol is extremely useful for this. Ideally, we have to breathe at the resonance frequency. And that resonance frequency is the ideal respiratory breath rate, the ideal breath rate that maximizes our state of peace. I mean, that maximizes the inner balance in our autonomic nervous system. That contains a sympathetic branch associated with the fight or flight response, and the parasympathetic branch associated with the rest and digest mode. So some people, they have the resonance frequency, for instance, inhaling for 4 seconds, exhaling for 7 seconds. Other people inhaling for 5 seconds and exhaling for 8 seconds, and so on. That resonance frequency is unique for each person. And we can get close to that resonance frequency. And the way to get close to this is by inhaling for 5 seconds and exhaling for 5 seconds. If we do that at least 10 minutes on a daily basis, that has a tremendous impact on our autonomic nervous system. So, the benefits of this practice is that there are many kinds of benefits, such as not only reducing stress, anxiety, and depression, but also it helps us to deal with stressful situations with much more ease and without feeling overwhelmed all the time. We can also feel overwhelmed, but only a little bit. Ideally, we can avoid feeling overwhelmed. The more we practice this, the more our emotional management. This is a scientific methodology that was tested in millions of people, so this is not something new. What is new is a protocol that we created here, and that we'll share later on. So, the first thing that we have to consider in this specific challenge is to breathe slowly and deeply, and we're going to do that. Then we're going to include the intentional generation of regenerative feelings, such as joy, grace, gratitude, love, compassion. And this is what the Institute Heart Math already proposed, which is not only breathing slowly and deeply, but also producing these regenerative feelings, because the human being has the capacity to intentionally produce these feelings. And what we created here in Brazil, and this is unique and you will not find this protocol anywhere else, is the inclusion of auditory stimulation in the vagus nerve. This stimulation consists of a set of sounds, the drummings, mantras, sound codes, light language that is already interpreted by your middle ear, and that middle ear has some connections to the vagus nerve, which transfers that information to the brain. And when that information reaches our brain, the brain interprets that we are in a safe space. There is one precise protocol about this that was proposed by Dr. Porges, and in the polyvagal theory it is already explained in more detail, that protocol. That protocol is called Safe and Sound Protocol, SSP, and it consists of a set of recordings, of filtered audio recordings within the frequency range from 500 Hz up to 4 kHz, because that is the auditory that is the frequency range of the human voice. Here what we're going to do is to produce intentionally vocal sounds, so we don't have to filter any kind of sounds. When we listen to these sounds, we're going to have a similar feeling to this SSP, to the Safe and Sound Protocol, but even deeper, because not only we're going to generate sounds within that frequency range in which our brain interprets that we are safe, but also the meaning of these sounds, specific sounds, invite people to feel at home. And I've heard about some beautiful souls who said, oh, I've done just practice, and this is the first time in my life I experienced, I quieted my mind and things like this, and I'm very grateful for this. And fortunately, there are many cases like this. The only thing this protocol, our protocol, created in Brazil, doesn't work is for those people who are skeptic about the sounds, for people who are rationalizing, what does it mean, what does this sound mean, I don't understand what it means, or things like this. And for those people who are heavily conditioned by certain beliefs, oh, this is not aligned with my religion and things like that, well, for those people I invite to not do this practice, and that's totally fine. You can do another protocol. But for other people who come here with open hearts and feel the sensation, go through the experience and feel the sensation, this is all you have to do. Enjoy this practice. This is so wonderful. We're going to share a very short, significant practice, including the 3 ingredients. The first one, slow breathing. And the second one is intentional generation of regenerative feelings. And the third ingredient is the inclusion of the auditory stimulation of the vagus nerve. We're going to include these three ingredients that, by the way, this protocol was tested scientifically here in Brazil. And according to our test, it outperforms other existing techniques. So let's start with this short practice. We can breathe slowly and deeply. We can inhale for 5 seconds and exhaling for 5 seconds. We can start now, inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue breathing slowly and deeply. That's it. Now you can produce intentionally a wonderful feeling such as joy, grace, compassion, or gratitude. Choose one feeling you want to cultivate. For instance, gratitude. And you can place your hands on your chest and breathing slowly and deeply, you now decide to cultivate these regenerative feelings. Feel the sensation of feeling at home with these mantras and these sound codes. feel the love from Mother Earth. Feel the support from Mother Earth that is providing you with all that you need to live a meaningful life here. You are here for a very good reason. It's time to connect with your divine spark and activate this spark for your mission and for those around you. You can feel the divine spark being activated in your heart, and this will help you take the next step to embrace your mission, because now you know you are part of the source. You are the source. And once you feel okay with this sensation, with this feeling, with gratitude, you can take a deep breath and slowly open your eyes.